Hello guys, my name is Emmanuel. Welcome to my 7th video. Today I'm going to teach you about structs and enums. Create a new project and let's get started. Let's first of all identify the problem. Let's say I wanted to create a record for different users and each record has first name, or each user has first name, last name, email, and gender. So what I would do is I'd say let first name equals Emmanuel. Let last name equals Quara. Let email equals Emmanuel@maco.com, and let gender equals male. Right? If I wanted to create another record, I'd have to do the same thing and like that. So for different users, and I'll also have to change the variable names because you cannot declare variables with the same name twice. Yeah. So yeah, that's that. Now in Swift, we actually have something called struct, and what it is pretty much a group of properties, right, defined by a name. So you can pretty much create a structure with a name and then use that structure to create like records or something like that. So let's say I wanted to create a structure, a user structure, or a structure called user. What I'll do is I'd say struct, then the name, which is user, open my curly brace. Now in between our curly braces is where we're going to declare our properties. So we have first name, so let first name, and we have to specify the type as well. So string, let last name, last name as string, let email as string as well. Finally, we have gender of type string, right? Now, whenever we want to create an object of type user, what we would need to do is we'd say user and open our brackets. Now, you can see a hint of all of the properties that are in the user object. Just press enter and fill in the blanks, right? So Emmanuel, last name, Quara, Emmanuel@maco.com, gender male, right? This makes sense. Now, whenever we want to create another record for a different user, we could do this. Say uzo, like that. So I'm sure you can see how easy it is now. Everything is pretty much grouped together. Whenever I want to access the access data for this particular user, I'd have to just use the name of the user. So Emmanuel dot whatever property I need. So if I need like his first name, just use first name. If I print this, you would see Emmanuel in our console. Awesome. Same way, if I want to get like probably the gender of, okay, no, gender is the same, so email of Uzo, I'd say Uzo dot email. If I run this, you can see like this. So that's how easy and neat Struct makes our work look, right? In order to explain enums, I'd like to use gender as a case. Now, gender can be written in different ways. We can write male, we can write M, we can write F as female, or female in full, right? Now, you can see that it's not exactly easy for us to, tell the user to enter the exact type that we need, right? People could actually create this or create an object, and then instead of writing male, they'd write male, or they'd write M. Now, Swift gives us something called an enum, and what it does is it allows us to be able to create like a custom type and also specify things called cases that particular type needs to have. So what I'm saying in essence is you can create a type and then specify values that type accepts. In order to create enums, what we need to do is use the keyword enum followed by the name of the enum. In our case, we can call this gender. And now, in between our enum, we just have to specify the types of, what word am I going to use? You could specify the different types of gender. Exactly. So we can specify the different types of gender that is supported by this gender enum. So to do that, we just have to say case followed by the gender. So male, again, case, and female. It's as simple as that. Now we can modify our structure to take our new custom gender type by specifying gender right here. Now, when we do this, we can see, or we will see, that this is no longer accepted because it expects a gender. That's what it's saying here. So it's getting a string, but it accepts a gender. Now look at one beautiful thing about Swift. If I want to specify gender, I need to just do a dot, and it's going to hint the different types of gender that are allowed. So I can just say male, and the next one, if he is female, he's not, but you could just say female, like that, right? So that's one beauty about enums. In order to print the value of an enum, what we need to do is first of all specify the type, so like the return type. So I want to create a gender enum of type string. So this means that whenever we call this, is going to return a string. Now, in order to get the gender from our Emmanuel object, what we will do is say Emmanuel.gender dot role value. So you can see that it is returning a string, right? Now, depending on what we have here, if we have integer, this is going to be an integer, right? That's just it. So your enum type is the type you want to return. So when we do this, it's going to return male as our gender. If we want to change this and probably have it return in a custom or a different string, we just have to assign it to a different value. So let's say capital male, like that. If I return this, it's going to return capital M. So that's just something worth knowing. Finally, we can actually convert a string to an enum. And to do that, we'd have to say, we can say let new male equals, and we're going to call the enum like this, gender, open our brackets, and specify role value. So you're pretty much reversing it. So just say here male as a string. Now if we do this, this is going to be of type gender, as you can see here. And it is optional because it's possible for it not to exist. So if I write the wrong name, like milled, then this is going to become nil. Let's print this and see what we have. So print new male, like this. So it's going to return nil because we do not have, this male. But if I did it like this, it's going to return our enum, like that. So you can see it because this is an enum object. But to clarify, you just have to use role value, as we said earlier. And this is going to give us our male, like that. So it's an optional, as I said earlier. So you either force unwrap or just, unwrap it. We're going to cover unwrapping later on, so I just wouldn't do that here. There are many other things we can do with enums and structs, but for the sake of simplicity, I'm just going to stop here, okay? If you want to dive deeper, you could actually make more research or reach out and I'll just give some more insight. But if you have any questions, please leave it in the comment section. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, guys. See you in the next video.